Secretive, slimy, quick to become angry, evasive, dangerous. I am of course talking about what people think of finance brokers. No, not him. This is Ace, my son's year-old corn snake. There are often pitfalls, traps and unintended consequences to using a finance broker to arrange your next finance agreement. I'm going to tell you here my top 6 most common ones that we hear and how not to get bitten. No, not you. I know you don't bite.
Number 1, and this is probably the top, is the terms and conditions weren't properly explained to me. We're all in a rush and we're all looking to get to the next task that job's got for us, and that's why a lot of people use finance brokers. We're paid by the lenders to accurately represent the facilities that they have. So please spend 5 minutes of your time having a quick look over the documentation. Anything that stands out as, I don't understand this, even in the small print, spend a little bit of time talking to your finance broker. Make sure that they explain it to you and ask them to spend a few minutes just going through briefly each of the terms and explaining them to you. Fees. Most lenders do charge fees on their agreements, whether that's at the start of the agreement, at the end of the agreement, or sometimes even during the midlife of the agreement. The monthly repayments are one thing when it comes to looking at the overall cost of your finance, but please do take into account any fees that you have to pay and make sure your broker explains them clearly to you. End of lease. This can be a biggie and it costs a lot if it goes wrong. Leases can go on and on and on, literally indefinitely. And make sure you understand the rules about how you stop the rentals coming out at the end of your lease, and check that your broker will be reminding you before the end of the lease term to do any actions like sending a cancellation letter so as you can do something about it. Paying off a facility early. If you take out a finance agreement over 3, 4, 5 years, make sure you know what the penalties you could be liable to pay if you decide to come out of the agreement early. Your circumstances might change. You might just decide that you don't like the car anymore, or your van might get stolen or set on fire. It's crucial to understand that many cheap repayments can mean that it's going to be an expensive agreement to settle out of in a few years' time. Make sure your broker explains to you exactly what those rules are. Getting hold of my lender. If you're using a broker who's worth half their fee, the broker should be looking after any customer service queries for you. But if for some reason you need to speak directly to your lender, try to make sure that you get a named contact and a direct dial telephone number so as you're not sat on a queue waiting on the phone for hours and hours. My supplier won't deal with brokers. Yep, we hear this one every week. If this happens to you, simply let your broker know. We have ways of dealing with that situation that means that your supplier doesn't even know that we're involved in making the payment in the background. That's just been a sample of some of the top questions or issues that our customers tell us that they had when using a credit broker. If you have any other questions or queries about how things work, please just give me a call. We'd love to hear from you. I've been Richard Causon of Causon Business Finance in the shed of shillings. See you again soon.